This is my dream come true. Oh, look at this. Welcome to new standard, my friend. Oh my god, this is actually 10 damage. Alright. Alright, that was huge. I tell you, this card is actually performing way better than I expected. Bro, like I'm sweeping those boards, like there's no... Wait, what? Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today Mono Black that completely slaughtered Mythic, and we have over 70% win rate with this build, so we are onto something. And honestly, the new cards performed so much better than what I expected that I'm actually excited. I'm hyped for this deck. Oh, and by the way, you will see all of the games, nothing was edited out, and I think you will love it. And also, we'll have some red players that get some serious roasting, so if you are all for it, you will like this video. Of course, the Rakshasa is the #1 addition because we finally have 2 mana demon which cares perfectly into Annex. And by the way, you can Duress on turn 1 to make sure that this survives, so it makes it even better. However, not only we have Rakshasa that has Trample, Decay, we'll talk about this ability later, but we also have the new dragon, and this is probably the biggest surprise for me. I wasn't fully convinced, but man, this slaughtered so many boards, and the 4 mana dragon is actually insane, especially that we also played the Revenant. It's not a demon, it was a bit of an experiment, but it's 3 mana 3/3 flyer, Death Toucher, Lifelinker, and when it's in the graveyard you can put flying counter, Death Touch counter and Lifelink on target creature. All of them of course on the same one. So if you put all of this into Regent, this is also Lifelinker that is extremely hard to remove, basically for every removal, because it's for toughness. That's exactly the threshold for Lightning Strike and Nowhere to Run to not kill a creature. And yeah, you will see the rest in the games. I have some thoughts after this. Oh, and we have removal because we play dragons. We can make 1 mana and Nowhere to Run basically. So that's pretty cool. And with that being said, before we go into the games, huge thank you to our absolute legend for today, Rot-Curse. This deck, my friend, is for you. Really thank you for your support, and yeah, I hope you like it. This one is fire. So let's go to Mythic and see some red decks exploding. We don't have Annex, we are on the draw, and we have 2 mana lands. However, oh my god. Alright, you know what? Oh man, look, the Exhale. That's the difference. I should really read the card. Oh, it does nothing. Okay, I can respect that kind of card. Of course, it's Savannah Lions on top of this. Imagine playing Savannah Lions. This one doesn't have haste. This one is probably way more scary. I'm considering maybe we can go into Regent. We probably can't, to be honest. The problem is that they will know about this dragon, but I think we still behold. Then we go Rakshasa, and then we, go with it. I'm taking more damage this way, but I believe this is like long term better. This doesn't really do anything until we hit Annex. Their 3 mana goblin should be pretty decent. I could try to Decay though. No, I think we honestly just go for the first. If I get Annex from the top, I will get punished for this play, but everything see how big of a difference it was. Moment you kill this, that's completely different game. Because we would already get hit by a token, they get a spam of goblins, and right now they are left with a 2/1. So that's very, very, very different. Do I kill this? Or just play Rakshasa? I just play Rakshasa. Let's prepare, because at some point we should draw Annex, so let's have this ready. And it doesn't die to, the Regent Sweeper. Crank up. Incredibly rough. Incredibly rough. This is attacking, right? Not tapping when it attacks. Yep. So how do we deal with this? They will get a ton of goblins. So I will play Sanctuary. They cannot discard. Oh, never mind. And I thought that I don't have black mana, and I wanted to fake that maybe I don't have enough. But it's not 3, it's only 2. So I can already do it. I could also decay everything, but they will use Cranko for ability, so they will never get this. I could play Regent as the blocker, and then they don't know about another Regent. I really like this play. They only have 2 cards, so I hope this will be enough. So this is also a kind of bait, because right now they will think we don't have a sweeper anymore. And that should make them play all hand. What do you do? Alright, that's fine. How do you exactly... I discard then draw. So we can actually discard 0 cards. That's an interesting one. So I can sweep everything. First we swing. Do we, or we want a blocker? I will swing, because we can actually kill them pretty quickly. I have to say, this dragon is doing work, bro. And +1. I think they will try to redraw. I think that's the play. And I think we have to go for this right now. For 3, of course. And let's play Sanctuary. I tell you, this card is actually performing way better than I expected. Bro, like, I'm sweeping those boards. Like, there's no... Wait, what? Each non-dragon? My dragon is safe. Oh man, that's huge. Oh, they need to get rid of the last card. Oh, that means we are killing them very quickly. Oh, this feels great. Alright guys, we are going first. And you can see that you very often get this on turn 1 together with dragon. I already kinda like it. Let's see what the matchup is. We don't have 2 mana play, so that's rough. Oh my god, so easy. So easy. Behold. Yeah, let's go for it, because we can draw 2 mana play, and if I don't make this play, I will regret it so much. Bad draw. Well, now we have nothing. So I need to fake it until I make it, alright? Because I really want to drop on this turn so I can Liliana it. The problem with Beholding is that now they know what type of sweeper we have, and that might make them play a little bit differently. Alright. That's something, you know? So do we go with Liliana right now? Do we go with Liliana? First things first. Let's check the burst fly, of course. It's just lurking there. So do you think we played it? Liliana is pretty good. This is our only removal right now. I don't believe they have anything at the end step, so if they didn't play 2-drop and 1-drop, they probably won't play double creatures on the next turn, I hope. Unless they are playing around the Regent. I could play Lily and discard 1 Sanctuary. I think I will go with it. I think this is just a better play. It's not great to waste 3 mana in this kind of matchup. And also you will get rid... Basically imagine Sanctuary killing one of their, cards. Probably a land, but they still need lands to, carve out. And we are getting closer to 0 cards, in which case we will get ahead. As you can see, a land. At least the cool one, I can appreciate this one. Alright, so I don't expect Liliana to survive, but I would love her to. Nemesis. You know what? That's not the end of the world.
Regret that.
Huh. How do we play this? This is definitely not exactly what we want. I guess we can manually Duress. Kinda. If we go Regent, we can try to trade. In which case they kill Liliana anyway, so we are not getting good value from this. On the next turn we can potentially sweep the board. That's kinda time. I think they have creatures and they are playing around this because we beheld a dragon early game. I'm not sure how we play this. I can maybe also just Bloodletter. Yeah, let's play like this. I don't think Liliana survives, honestly. I think we just go for Duress. Very awkward turn. That's not my favorite, but we need to roll with it a little bit. If we draw a land from the top, we can go Regent. Alright, that's kinda okay. I guess they will... Why would you do it now? I'm not sure. Let's see, maybe they have some plays that, you know, are sneaky. But generally you never need to do it, because, I mean, you don't get literally anything from this card. They just wasted so far Burst Lightning. But I think they have something on their mind. I'm just not sure what. I cannot see it. Usually people way over defender. Bro, this guy has... This is top 500 Mythic Mono-Red player. I tell you, man, those guys have no idea what Magic is. Like, they just hit it randomly, and then they shame scoop because I didn't throw it under the bar. I think they thought that I will block after it. They don't realize that I can just give up the Planeswalker and their whole plan doesn't work. Oh man, red players. Alright guys, I would laugh at Duress, because then we can make sure that Rakshasa doesn't get removed, but we are on the play with Liliana and Annex, so we will see. This dies so... Oh no, you are a monster, you know it, bro. Alright, let's go for this, of course. At some point we might top deck Annex. This Duress probably decided the game, I'll be honest. If we lose, it's because of this Duress, and that's fine. The problem is that we actually don't have more plays except Liliana. I'm really good at this game, I have to say. I sometimes forget how good I am at this game, and then I draw a card from the top and it's like, man, I'm winning this one. So they will probably also play Annex. No. Alright, that's good. That is good. We will never have time to use this. Alright, this is interesting. So how do we play this? We could try to absolutely go crazy with this card. It's not the worst, it gives us a ton of fuel, and maybe we can try to raise them with Ultimate a little bit. We could also go Regent, but I don't really like this play. Do I like this play or I don't? It's basically -2 on loyalty and that's it. I think we just go with this. We'll draw an extra card. So this is a little bit risky. We might not be Ritual Chambering on the next turn. They probably want to +1 as well. So we will get to 1 card because we are drawing 1 with Annex. So that's a bit of a risky play, but I really want to set up Liliana. And we will see how we play this. I might just keep the land, to be honest. Like, Dragon is nice, but not against Liliana. Like, she's the best counter to, you know, warding effects. Yeah, I honestly will keep the land here. Especially if they have no cards. We can just go for Sanctuary, hit Liliana, and then also get a Demon in live game. So we will see. Oh, they have Sanctuary. I didn't see it. That's a factor, especially when everyone can. Oh, listen, this was such a good decision. Such a good decision. All right. I could hit their Liliana. We know they have no cards. We can try to Liliana's. I really want this because I have Annex and they don't, because I'm the better player. Now we can hit Liliana for 3. If she wants to kill the Sanctuary, they need to, you know, basically kill her. So I think this is a good deal, and we still have Ritual Chamber. And man, I hope they top deck Duress. Please, this one time, get them Duress from the top. And to be absolutely fair, guys, did I win because I was a better player? No, I was super incredibly behind, and then I drew Annex, and this was the winning draw. And our opponent had no way of recovering from, you know, me having double Annex. Oh, this is Esper Pixie. Okay, that's better. That's better. So we need to, you know, plan ahead, basically. Regent can be nice. Next turn we will probably go with Revenant, I would guess, for the lifelink. I really like removal. This could be Pixie. They have white mana. I think we go like this for now. They will probably make another play. And having so little cards is definitely a problem. Thank you. We pay 1, because we don't need to behold here. Scavenger is kinda okay, because they didn't get the value. Like, this was just a straight up 1 for 1. And now we can play the Revenant. And this is a huge problem for them. They probably need to remove it instantly, which will tax their mana, and then we go into the Dragon. They have nowhere to run. Alright, that's a trade. Let's see if they have Pixie. Pixie is probably their best thing. Alright, I forgot that this has abilities. This is until end of turn. Put flying counter. Oh, it's permanent. Man, this is actually pretty cool. So how do we do it? We could go Rakshasa. or just Regent. And this card is so annoying for them because, oh, ward, of course it doesn't work. It's still a 4/4, so it's still a little bit annoying, but not as much. So basically I wanted to have a creature so I can put those counters on Regent, and they can start bouncing stuff, but it still wastes their best card, right? This town ain't big enough is like, hands down, the only card that makes this whole thing work. Alright, and they will discard a card. I'm not sure how exactly we play. I think we kinda give up demons for now, and we go for this. Also, this in the graveyard actually does things. Like, it is a sweeper, right? So we can go for Regent and force them to do the thing again. And keep the land. We could also go Lily. I'll be honest, I really like this play. Every time, like, they don't have great removal for this. Nowhere to Run doesn't hit this because it's a 4/4. Yeah, as you can see, they basically need to double play this. We are prepared for one discard, and they don't have black mana. See, that's why we left this land. Imagine if we had to discard Lily and we have 5 mana and, you know, we do nothing with it. We can also decay all of this, which is super nice. And here we go. Here we go with Annex. But do we go for it already? To be absolutely fair, playing land with this top deck would be better than Liliana because we could make a demon already. Alright, our opponent is going first. We have very slow opening, and like this is way worse on the draw. But hopefully can make it work. Scamp already. Well, this is scary. I think we have to go Duress and try to prevent the pump spell that inevitably will hit it. Turn inside out, because this is the only thing that leaves a creature. This helps a little bit because those only pump damage and do nothing more basically. And now we can go for the throat when they pump. So I'm not sure if that will be enough. We also have to miss one of the turns, which sucks. Yep, you will play. They still didn't learn how to play the deck. It's actually like so confusing to me because if you ever played Mono Red, you know that when you play Mouse, you will get the same priority. They still didn't notice it. Like after months of playing the same deck over and over. I guess they will probably hit all and swing with Scamp, but they need like 1 or 2 minutes to figure this game plan. Bro, this is one of the best players in the ladder playing one of the best meta decks on the ladder. And they are surprised with every single trigger this deck does. Like I tell you, you ignore it. You have 2 options and you click the ignore. Oh my god, this guy, it feels like this is a player that is playing Magic for the first time in their life and they are learning and reading every card right now. Well, this is the highest league this game has to offer. So, right now what we will do is we go for the throat on the creature they want to pump. So they generally want to double strike the mouse. As you can see, basically every creature they play uses kinda double strikes. Scamp by sacrificing and mouse by, you know, existing. And that's why they have so many pump spells, of course. They can deal a ton of damage, but not all of the damage. Oh no, our opponent actually has a decision right now. Man, they fought 1 minute without any decision, so imagine how slow this gameplay will be. This is kind of funny because like the meme is that the control players are always taking like forever to make a play, right? But in reality it's aggro players that seem to be the slowest. Probably because they are the least familiar with the game usually. So here's your honk for the slowest mono red of Mythic ladder, and the competition is fierce. I'll tell you, man, how can you possibly play this deck so slow? Man, I could play a control mirror in the time this guy plays a land and swings all. Like this is something else. This is your average mono red enjoyer in Mythic. This guy still didn't figure out what the second combat phase is. It's the same combat phase, but it's split by first strike and the normal damage. They still don't know. Do you think this guy even knows he's playing Magic, or he just thinks that it's a movie or something that is unpausing for some reason? Bro, I cannot roast those decks enough because they roast themselves so hard. This guy actually doesn't even play the game. And you know, it's normal. If you meet like a golden player or something, of course they will learn the game. That's completely fine. This is the highest league this game has to offer, and this is top 1500 player in the world right now. Guy that is literally figuring out what the basic deck does. I cannot roast them more than they roast themselves, bro. Tell me in the comments, am I too harsh? Because I'd never seen aggro player playing so slowly. So, my turn. Cool. I killed the mouse. Here you go. That's how you play Magic, bro. This was interesting. Why they had no priority? I actually don't know. So, what can we do here? I'm kinda inclined to go Liliana. They deal ton of damage, but that's kinda all the damage. I think this is okay. Then we play Revenant and we try to come back. Oh, this has to be attack. It was a while since I played this, so the creature needs to be attacking. That means they can kill Liliana. So we traded 1-for-1, you know, super mythic 3 mana planeswalker against a 1-drop. But the 1-drop is red, so of course it's way better card. So they need at least 2 hours to figure out if maybe man, what? This guy plays the slowest in Mythic and still makes the worst decisions in the Mythic. I don't even know what's going on here. So, and now we actually have a decision. I think I will start discarding because it's so good. And I think we will go for the city. And I will just go with the Regent. Double black should be enough. We will just skip Aclazotz, probably discard it later. So that's my idea. Alright, a land, good to know. Now we play this. I honestly think we go for this. Moment you start lifelinking, and also they cannot get through it because of the Death Touch, you should be fine, and later you can activate Sanctuary or Dragon, and use all of those abilities. I have to say, this Renew ability is actually pretty threatening, especially if you have this Dragon. Alright, oh, they realized that the game is on. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So what do we do? I probably just kill Scamp, honestly. Because with this, I cannot believe how they ever will come back from this. Here we go. By the way, they allowed this play because they hit face with single point of damage, with a planeswalker in the board. I'll be honest, I think this player should not be above gold. Like, maybe even silver. It's crazy. It's actually so funny, man. Alright, let's swing. Let's show our opponent how we actually play mono black right now. And by the way, I think we won this game because of turn 1 Duress. If this was a thing, and they sacrifice Scamp, if they know how this deck even works, they would get so ahead. I think we might have, you know, been losing the game. Okay. And now we can behold a dragon. All right, this feels very, very good. Let's behold. Just show them what's up here. And now we can go, sure. And now we can go with dragon. We swing all, and I think that's a lethal on the next turn, so whatever they draw, they will lose, and finally, we will end their misery with single decision per turn. They don't attack. Sure. Have all the flyers, just defending when there are only flyers. Cool. Alright. Alright, listen, this is a weird draw, but we'll draw removal for sure, and we also have Demon into Annex, so I will take this hand. And already 1-drops are coming. That's how you know you are playing standard. We don't have the demon. Unfortunate. So we cannot remove it. Alright. But we can go with Rakshasa on the next turn. Is that Slickshot? It's usually Slickshot. Whenever you say is it and something plotted, it's Slickshot. So I think, to be fair, no. We go with this guy. We go with this guy because if they don't remove it, and for red decks it's very hard to remove this, we might start getting Unholy Annex value. Alright, this is kinda okay. Normally it's terrifying card, but here maybe we can survive. We cannot block, unfortunately, so that's already a ton of damage because we are not an aggro deck, and we deserve to be punished. So I can kill one of the creatures or just go Annex. Here we kinda have to go Annex, I believe. We cannot attack because we want the demon. I know it's nice, because we are a non-aggro deck. All of our decks are nice. So yeah, our opponent will keep playing red creatures with haste until the number either goes down or they lose the game. So that's kinda the thing. I believe they make another creature, right? So you can see that the Regent will probably be deciding factor for this game. I really hope they cannot play the land into, you know, a pump spell or something. Alright? Man, the Regent will absolutely shine. Man, this is my dream come true. Oh, look at this. Welcome to new standard, my friend. Alright, let's see if that was enough, because I might still die. I might legit still die. We're at 7, we are close to stabilizing, we need to untap now. After, oh, our opponent, oh, they didn't like it. To be fair, we probably get damage from this at least. Oh, we probably still die. That's fine. That's fine. Yep, that's how you know that this player was just simply better, you know? So what happened? We didn't play removal. That's it. Alright guys, we're on the draw. So you know what beats this hand? Duress and counterspell, and probably nothing else. So let's hope that our opponent doesn't use any of those 2 cards. Like, we have all the safety in the counterspell. Here we go. Oh bro, oh bro. It's Omniscience deck. Well, I told you, this is the type of you know, deck that will have incredibly good matchup and will lose this. So yep, I told you exactly. There are 2 things that beat this draw, and we got one of them. All right, so we probably will lose this game. So that's the wrong matchup. You need to roll the dice again and hit the other matchup, because this deck will just win on turn 4. And the only thing we can do probably is try to... They already have Omniscience, of course. This is like a perfect draw. The best thing we can do is play this. If they hit the combo already, they win. And that's it. With Duress, we can actually start butchering their game plan, but not too much. Alright, they are stocking up. They cannot make the combo on this turn. We're getting to the point where we can start doing something, but not too much. Not too much. We definitely Duress them. We absolutely Duress them. I mean, this is interesting. First things first. This is absolutely something we're doing. Awaken. Oh my god, double awakening? That's game? Well, I hope you enjoyed this great matchup. Now they reanimate and they win. That's probably something we have to kill. I'm not going with Rakshasa, I just want to slow them down a little bit. We do not behold the dragon. Oh, we don't even have the option, that's fine. So basically what we have to do is draw Annex. Elf. This could be a... What is this? This huge crater have behemoth? I think this might be the deck. So what we will go is Rakshasa into the city. Then we have to go with Aclazotz and try to kill them before they go for the, you know, the crazy elf combo. What do you do exactly? Remove an oil counter, put an oil counter. Oh my god, this will be some shenanigans. Alright, Spinner of Souls, Reacher. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies. Another. This is interesting. Extremely horrible draw. Not gonna lie. They will never attack with those creatures, probably. Yep. And unfortunately, I won't deal too much damage. I think I still need to attack here. Especially that we have another demon. We can always try to force them to get sacrificed, but, you know, not amazing play, but something that hopefully forces them to, you know, react. Oh my god, this is actually 10 damage. Alright. Alright, that was huge. We can also make them unable to block, right? So that can be huge. We also have another Bloodletter, but it cannot attack into Reacher right now. So I guess it's next turn right now, unless we draw something, except lands, because we are overdrawing like crazy. We have to go Rakshasa probably, just to prevent blocking. But we'll see. I could even go only for a decay counter on Spinner, because the other card doesn't really attack, it doesn't do anything, and I don't want it to die, because then he gets, you know, some spinning going. Arc Druid. Yeah, I honestly think it's Craterhoof Behemoth deck. And they probably use this to find the Behemoth so they can go for the crazy thingy. Huh. Interesting. They know that they won't be able to block due to Rakshasa, so that's interesting. This can be, this is for elves, and this is not an elf, so it's only 2 mana, but it can be more. I don't think they can go for the behemoth quick enough. I hope. Oh man. Oh man. I should probably feel bad, but I'll be honest, I do not. I have to say, man, this dragon is always good so far. Like, it actually always does the job. Let's go. That's a full sweep. I mean, this seems pretty decent. Unfortunately, they will get some creatures, but that will slow them down because right now they don't have this druid. This druid is insane at giving mana because, sure, like, it needs a tap, but they can play the elf and instantly get the mana back because then they tap when, you know, they play all the elves. So that can give easily like 4 to 6 mana. Alright. Yeah, I think oh, this could be also this, I don't remember the name, Kuna, something that you tap and it gets the survival and, you know, puts a permanent. Usually use this with that card, but I still think it's a behemoth deck and they just go a lot of elves and then go for the behemoth, swing all and deal insane damage. You know, in historic this type of deck was very, very popular. I remember because before I started channel, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I actually remember that deck on the ladder and I lost to it a lot back then. Yep. Alright. And that's why we play the Bloodletter of Aclazotz. Let's go. Swing all. Alright. That was an interesting one. Man, the dragon won this. If not the dragon, they would probably go for some crazy combo. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed those games. I cannot wait. I'll be honest, I finished playing with this deck and I need to record like 2 more videos today, so I'm grinding probably until the late evening and then I will go instantly sleep. However, I'm so excited to replay this deck and I already have a different idea with the Regent. This is the card that completely overperform my expectations and I'm so hopeful, man. I will keep testing it and I hope it wasn't just a lucky streak, but it seems to be sweeping the board so well and is so versatile because you have a 4-drop that is really good. Like having flying and also good stats and, you know, the wording with discarding a card, it's actually perfect. If that was 4-3, it would be infinitely worse, but 4-4, many removal spells cannot target it, and even those that can, don't hit it. Like even Anoint with Affliction that is super popular, Cut Down, Nowhere to Run, Lightning Strike, all of those cards literally cannot kill this. And they won't, you know, double spell burn spells because it's what? Shock into shock? That's 4 cards? Bro, nobody is paying so many cards to remove a 4-drop. So this card absolutely performed so far. I'm super excited for it. And this Revenant actually was a nice surprise. The reason I went for this card, even though it's a vampire, so it doesn't feel like synergy with the deck. Of course, we are playing it instead of like a slasher in, you know, the usual build. The fact is that I played with this Scavenger or something in historic years ago. It was 3 mana, 2/3 flyer with lifelink and death touch. And this card actually always surprised me with how strong it was. And Revenant similar. I'm not still fully convinced because this one will die to Lightning Strike, so that's a maybe part, but so far, so good. However, now I will mention the card that didn't perform and I think we need to change the build. But first, huge thank you to our amazing patrons that are kind enough to support the channel and let us make those cool decks so we can all enjoy Tarkir in full glory instead of 1-drops that are red, alright? I think we are making kinda interesting decks and I'm so hyped for those, you know, new bros. There are so many interesting cards and yeah, I cannot wait to make decks with them. Like 1 deck a day is too little. I want to make like 5, but it's so hard to make those videos. Like it actually takes way more time than you think. So really thank you guys for this support. And about the deck, the one card I absolutely didn't enjoy. Great Arashin city. It was a cool idea, right? You get a land, it produces black mana, you have basically all untapped lands, so it kinda, you know, usually you play 4-6 tap lands, here we play only 2, so it should be smooth. Actually, it never were useful, because you need to exile cards from your graveyard, you still have some, but you don't want to exile Rakshasa probably, and Regent and Bloodletter doesn't seem to be enough, including the Revenant that also has renew ability, so you also don't want to get rid of it. And 1-1, like, I never used this ability, and I never felt it was close to using this ability, and this is a rare. Obviously in some of the decks it will be useful, and you know, the idea is that it of course goes into 3-color decks, so that doesn't have the drawback, but I'm still trying it in monocolored, and so far I didn't like it. I think 2 swamps will be better, so here you go. Those are your 2 wildcards. For Revenant, so far I absolutely loved it, but I'm still not fully convinced. Regent and Rakshasa seem to be absolute backbone of this deck. I'm not sure if I was lucky with those, you know, sweeps, because generally if you are on the draw, this is such a bad sweeper, you usually won't sweep the board. So not sure if my opponent didn't scale enough and I was just on a lucky streak, or this card is just always useful in most of the situations. But the idea is that it also allows your Caustic Exhale, and that means it's basically your better cut down. And at the same time, you can use this to lower the stats, for example, for Shelly or something, and then cut down still works. So I was considering removing this, but then I'm like, well, you can combine those two. It's not the most efficient, but if you have Annex, you don't care about efficiency, they still can be cheap. So I think Regent also really helps you with this removal. It's kinda instead of nowhere to run, but it has the upside of being able to be cast on turn 1, and you have seen it happened, and it actually saved us the game. So this seems to be a good synergy. Rakshasa is very strong, and this renew ability, I didn't use it enough, but it actually feels stronger than I expected. The fact that your opponent cannot block means that if you have strong board that can swing all, very often you can force lethal with this, especially that, you know, you usually have Annex, Bloodletters. I considered the other demon, the Archfiend, but I think Bloodletter is so much better because of Rakshasa. If you swing for 10 damage with this, man, like, double Rakshasa hit actually kills your opponent, and they don't see Bloodletter, so if they ever tap, this also has trample, so you're guaranteed damage, basically. So I think Bloodletter is perfect for this build. So yeah, this is my thoughts. Oh, and stats. We went 6 and 2, I believe. It was 5 and 1, and then we got awarded Omniscience, you know, matchup, and it was like, okay, I guess I have lower win rate now. So yeah, the final score is 6-2, and I'm super happy with this. We slaughtered those red decks, so that was fun. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you watch until the until the end, you probably like the channel, so maybe subscribe. You will get notifications. You help the channel, like, you know, a win-win. And with that being said, really thank you guys for, you know, just being awesome always, and thank you for watching, and see you guys tomorrow.